Our story begins in Bentonville, Arkansas. In November 2015, a seemingly normal suburban home became the center of a baffling and tragic event. Victor Collins, a retired police officer, was found dead in a hot tub at the residence of his friend, James Andrew Bates. What started as a quiet social gathering among friends quickly turned into a crime scene. Collins was discovered face down in the hot tub, and while at first glance it appeared to be a tragic accident, authorities soon noticed something that raised alarm bells. There were signs of a struggle. Injuries on Collins' body and water displaced from the hot tub suggested more than just a simple drowning. To understand the case, let's talk about the key players. First, there's Victor Collins, a retired police officer. By all accounts, Collins was well liked, and there was nothing in his background to suggest he'd find himself in a situation like this. Then there's James Andrew Bates, the homeowner and Collins' friend, or at least he was supposed to be. Bates was known as a tech-savvy individual. His house was a modern marvel, filled with smart devices, including an Amazon Echo, Alexa's listening ear. These two men had gathered with a few others for what seemed to be a casual evening. Drinks were shared, conversations flowed, and the night went on. But by morning, Collins was dead, and Bates's explanation left investigators with more questions than answers. When officers arrived on the scene, Bates told them he had gone to bed and found Collins unresponsive in the hot tub the next morning. But his story didn't quite add up. The injuries on Collins' body, coupled with water spilled around the hot tub, suggested there had been a struggle. And as investigators probed further, inconsistencies in Bates's timeline began to emerge. This wasn't just an accident. Investigators believed they were looking at a homicide. As police examined the crime scene, they noticed something unusual: a small, inconspicuous Amazon Echo device sitting in the living room. For those unfamiliar, the Echo is powered by Alexa, Amazon's voice assistant. Before we dive deeper into the implications of this case, let's talk about Alexa itself. Launched by Amazon in 2014, Alexa was a game changer, designed to be a virtual assistant. It quickly gained popularity for its ability to handle everything from simple voice commands to controlling entire smart homes. What's important to understand is that this case is just the beginning. As these devices grow smarter and more ubiquitous, the line between security and surveillance will only get blurrier. Here's my take. While these technologies offer incredible potential, they also demand a new level of awareness from us as consumers. It's easy to think of smart devices as harmless gadgets, but they're also powerful data collectors. Every command we give, every interaction we have, adds to a digital footprint that's hard to erase. But here's the catch. The device is always listening, even when it's not actively responding. Investigators wondered, could this device have captured something crucial during the moments leading up to Collins' death? Could Alexa be a witness to a murder? Investigators decided to subpoena Amazon for any data the Echo might have recorded during the night in question. They believed the device might have captured audio of the struggle or incriminating statements made by Bates. But Amazon wasn't willing to hand over the data so easily. The company pushed back, citing privacy concerns. Amazon argued that the recordings were protected under the First Amendment, likening them to personal journal entries. If the court forced them to release the data, it could set a dangerous precedent for user privacy. The legal battle escalated, with both sides presenting compelling arguments. On one hand, there was the need for justice for Victor Collins. On the other, there was the question of whether smart devices should act as surveillance tools in our homes. Eventually, the court ruled in favor of the prosecution, and Amazon was compelled to release the data. So, what did Alexa reveal? While the device didn't capture audio of the actual crime, it did record commands issued during the night, commands to play music and adjust the hot tub's temperature. These timestamps contradicted Bates's timeline of events, suggesting he was awake and active during a time he claimed to be asleep. But that wasn't the only digital evidence investigators had. The house's smart water meter showed an unusually large amount of water had been used overnight. This wasn't the kind of usage you'd expect from someone filling a pool. It was more consistent with someone cleaning up a crime scene. Armed with this evidence, prosecutors pieced together their theory of what happened. They believed Bates and Collins got into an altercation that turned violent. The physical evidence, combined with the digital data, painted a damning picture. Bates's inconsistent story, the smart water meter readings, and the Alexa recordings all pointed to foul play. But as compelling as this evidence was, it wasn't enough to definitively prove Bates's guilt. In 2017, after 2 years of legal battles, the charges against Bates were dropped. Prosecutors admitted they couldn't prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Without direct evidence tying Bates to the crime, the case fell apart. To this day, Victor Collins's death remains officially unsolved. But this case wasn't just about one man's death. It was a wake-up call for the rest of us. The legal battle between law enforcement and Amazon sparked a nationwide debate about privacy and technology. If a device in your home can be used as evidence against you, what does that mean for your right to privacy? For tech companies like Amazon, the case raised difficult questions about their role in criminal investigations. Should they protect user data at all costs, or should they cooperate with law enforcement when lives are at stake? And for the public, it was a reminder that our smart devices are listening more than we realize. The Alexa Witness murder case is a story of tragedy, technology, and the fine line between security and surveillance. In a world where our homes are filled with listening devices, those devices may one day hold the truth to our darkest secrets. As we continue to embrace smart technology, we must also grapple with the implications of living in a world where our every word could be recorded and where those recordings could be used in ways we never imagined. As smart technology continues to weave itself into our daily lives, we're left to grapple with an unsettling reality. Our homes, once private sanctuaries, are now filled with devices that are always listening. So where do you stand? Are smart devices silent witnesses to the truth or a threat to our privacy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this story intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories where crime meets technology. Our heartfelt condolences go out to the family and loved ones of Officer Victor Collins. May he rest in peace.